Welcome back to the Silver and Black Radio Podcast, your go-to source for everything on the Las Vegas Raiders. Whether you're a diehard motherfucker like me, or just getting to know Raider Nation, our passionate hosts are here to bring you all the excitement on Raiders football. I'm Shit Show Joe, and welcome to the Silver and Black Radio Podcast. Let's go, Raiders! If not, fuck your team.
And welcome back to the Silver and Black Radio Podcast. It's your host, Raider Will, and I am here with my crew. I got my boy, All In, representing TBH Dallas. I got my girl, Lady Val, representing DFW for life. And all right, baby. Hey, after finally a win after 10 weeks, and me screaming Raiders all the way down the street, because you just need to get it out, man. I mean, like, hey, I know we have a lot to talk about, a lot that's going on. All right, guys, let's just put the game in review. The game in review real quick. We go there, or they come to our house. Tough game. We pull out the win. Lots of questions. Lots of answers that we want to get to. Okay, so, guys, we end up winning the game, which is fantastic. Now we get put into the 6th spot in the draft. And this has brought up, obviously, the most important question of last offseason and now this offseason. What are we going to do with that quarterback position? And tonight, guys, that's what we're going to get into. We're going to look into, looking at guys that maybe you haven't looked at. So, let's get on it. Let's go with the crew. Are y'all ready for this?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, y'all.
Let's do it.
As you guys know, I'm going to give you guys a little background. As you guys know, the Raiders have yet again hit a quarterback slump, all right? From 2004 to 2014, we went through 14 QBs till we found Derek Carr, okay? We had Kerry Collins, we had Marcus Tuiasosopo, Andrew Walter, Aaron Brooks, Josh McNown, Dante Culpepper, Jamarcus Russell, Jason Campbell, Bruce Gradkowski, Carson Palmer, Kyler Bowler, Matt Flynn, Matt McCoy, and Terrell.
That was 14,
Pryor.
right? That was you just said, 14?
I mean, that's all the way up to 2014. Then we draft DC out of Fresno, right? We get some stability. We go all the way up to 2020 and 2022, right? 2020, Derek Carr has a great electrifying season. First year in the stadium. Yeah. 2022, we let him go with no plan, as All In has said.
He said that multiple times.
Multiple times. Since then, guys, exactly. Since then, we have gone through, let me see here, Jared Stidham, Garoppolo, Brian Hoyer, AOC, Gardner Minshew, Ritter, and now we're back to AOC. Guys, that's a whole ton load of instability.
3 full seasons.
3 full seasons.
No, it's not even. That's 2 years and
2.5. Yeah.
Not even. This is Carr's second year. He's not even on 2 full years. And we've had how many quarterbacks?
3? 2?
2 men.
No, he just named them.
We've had 5.
Since Derek Carr?
Yeah. Since Derek Carr, we've had 5.
That's not even 2 full years. That's fucking pathetic. That's not having a plan. And
for that.
Revolving door. It's dysfunction at its finest. We are the fucking Cleveland Browns of the AFC West. And shit, our division is stacked. Let's face it. Until we get a quarterback, We ain't doing shit. Not in this division.
No, I 100% agree with that. All right. And this is why this draft is so crucial, right? We have to get a play caller. We have to get a key guy. We have to get a guy that's in charge, that's able to handle all these situations. So now we go from 1 to 6. Everybody has their top guys. Everybody always says, hey, out of those top guys, we really are going to have problems. Let's get into a little deeper look, guys. Let's look at guys that are a possibility that you guys can see. I want you guys to say yay or nay, you guys agree or disagree. But I also want you guys to see the possibilities outside of Cam Ward and Shador Sanders, right? And also, guys, there's also a possibility that we might trade up or things that we're willing to give up. So, guys, all right, let's go into the top 5 quarterbacks on your list on this, like just right now. Who's your top quarterback right now, Olin, that you would say, hey, if we have the number 1 pick, this guy's hands down the number 1 guy we have to?
It's I got 1A, 1B. It's Shador and Ward, right? I don't think it's.
Well, I mean, like,
close.
you can't. Give me a 1, give me a 1, and give me a 1 and number 2, because you got to put them in order. Not 1A, 1B.
I'm taking Shador.
Okay. Why is it that you're looking at Shador's? What strengths do you think he has, and and what's his weaknesses as a prospect too? I want you to give me his strengths and weaknesses.
I mean, the shit watching every week. The kid can play. He's played behind a shit O-line and has gotten his ass whooped week in and week out for 2 years at Colorado. And stayed in the pocket, put the ball on a dime, and made plays. Weakness he hangs on to is just a little too hard. I'd like to see him take off. He's not a scrambling quarterback, right? That's what him and Cam Ward are different. So he's not a scrambler. So, but he will take off when need be. He's smart with the football. He doesn't turn the ball over a whole lot. And I think there's still room to grow there. And let's face it, when was the last time we had a quarterback with some swag, with some moxie that should
No,
be?
he absolutely got a ton of swagger, got a ton of
The
things where people go like,
too. He's not, he's not out there getting in trouble. The kid's got money. Money's not going to change him, right? Coming to Vegas, he's got a good head on his shoulder, man.
Okay. All right. I like it. Hey, Lady Val, let me start with the top of your list. Who's your guy that you say if the Raiders have the number 1 draft pick, hey, and they need a quarterback, okay, this is who they should take?
So I already know Alan's not going to like it. But I told you, Will, I like Dylan Gabriel.
Okay.
So I actually researched him and kind of learned where he came from, where he went to. And, I mean, he's got a nice, cool background. What I like is that he's mobile. Yeah, he's small, but I like that he moves. He doesn't just stand there and just like take the hit. He actually moves and does something and runs on the field, And to have somebody that's mobile, to me, I mean, that's important for us. I mean, because how many times do our quarterbacks get sacked?
I can see that. I mean, like at the number 6 pick, there's a lot of talk right now. We don't know these sources. There's a lot of talk, but people are saying that Dylan Gabriel is on the Raiders' radar, but they are saying that it is in later rounds. Now, this kid, like you said, Dylan Gabriel, I can see what you're saying. I can see what Allen is also saying about Shador. And I can see what you're saying with Dylan. So I'm going to give you guys my number 1 guy. I believe this guy has a lower floor and a higher ceiling than Shador. Okay. I believe Shador has a lower ceiling and a higher, or a lower floor, and a lower ceiling. Okay. I think Cam Ward is a talented player out of Miami. Okay. When you look at guys that, again, this is for the number 1 pick. At number 6, I don't expect him to be there. Okay. The guy is talented. He is fast. He was like, hey, he's played in a division where it's been tough. Okay. The ACC is no joke. Okay. Miami is no joke. He's been playing against top quality guys without a star receiver, without a star player, without a Heisman Trophy winner on his side. If you guys have seen Shador, I like Shador. I think it's a lot of the things that Allen said are correct. He's a great kid, a great person, etc., etc. But what I don't like is that he's always had that number one guy. His whole college career, he's had Travis Hunter right next to him as a safety blanket. He's forced a lot of throws, and Travis Hunter has made him look great and gotten him a ton of stats. This year, 1/3 of his stats came from Travis Hunter. That's where I'm concerned. What happens when you take away that number one guy? I think Cam Ward has gone through that, and that's why he's my number one. But now, and I'm going to give you guys his weaknesses, okay? His weaknesses is that he relies on his athletic ability way too much. This guy's an athletic freak. He's freaking humongous, man. So he depends on his athletic ability too much. I think he needs to develop in the pocket. But I think another thing, too, that we need to factor in is the Brady relationship with Shador Sanders. So, who's your number two guy, Olin?
And Ward.
For basically all the same reasons I just said, right?
Yeah, for sure. Let me ask you this though, real quick. So, what top quarterback in the league doesn't throw 25-30% of his stats to the receiver?
You know what? I don't know about that. I'd have to do my research on that to tell you the truth. Now, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. When you have your number one guy, that guy is gonna pull out a ton of yards for you. But again, what I'm saying is, bro, he's had that number one guy his whole career. So at the college level, and let's be real, bro, when he came there, Travis Hunter was the best player on the field at his position, hands down. So I mean, he's the Heisman Trophy winner. It's not like he's a slouch. It would be like you having Megatron. It's like, and
let's not forget, nobody's saying that last year. Jaden Daniels has Malik Neighbors. I mean,
but I concur with you. But Jaden Daniels didn't have him every single part of his career.
No,
Jaden Daniels had the year that he blew up, he did. You're correct. But he blew up a lot, and their offense and their team was crap.
He also had Brandon Ayuk and ASU. I mean, the dudes had ball players too, so.
No, I agree. I'm just saying again, hey, now are those guys Heisman Trophy winners?
No, but let's.
Are they considered the best player? Are they considered the best player in the country?
Just solely based on being a wide receiver either. So let's not forget that either.
No, but I'd be like, if you look at his defensive stats were a lot lower than his offensive stats this season.
Right.
Correct? Yeah. So I mean, like, let's be real. But let's again. Hey, that's.
I think we just start to nitpick too much.
Hey, this is where you nitpick between 1 and 2. This is where you're looking at. You could say, hey, but again, you're looking at it and saying, I like Shador more. And you like Shador more for other reasons, and it's all right. I can like Cam for other reasons, because I feel like he's had those different things. That's where that's the whole point, to nitpick these quarterbacks, to say, hey, which one suits us best? Because we're going to have the ability to do that, especially in the draft. But Val, go ahead, lady.
Oh, I'm with you guys.
You're also, who's your number two is Cam Ward?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But the thing though, and I didn't say weakness for Dylan Gabriel. The thing about him is that I worry is that he is not stable because of his moves and the reason for him leaving to go to Oregon. So it
So you
kind of
have
makes you
questions with
think,
this character. And I'd be like, for me, character questions would make me really. If I question your character, I might not draft you. That's just me as a GM. Character is a key thing that I have to look at. Now, and I get it. We can say we're nitpicking, and we're saying, oh, this guy did that, or this guy could have done that. But for me, yeah, that's just for me. But hey, all right, guys. So let's move on to your number 3 guy. All in. Who do you got? Jackson Dart. Oh, Val, who's your number 3 guy?
I don't have a number 3 guy. I was thinking Sanders, but everybody wants him first,
Yep.
you
But
know?
I'd be like, if you have Sanders at 3,
Yeah,
you
this
have
is your
Sanders
vote,
at 3.
Yeah.
man. It's 3. It's 3.
Then I have him
Yeah,
at 3.
you have him at 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Why do you have him at 3? What do you like about Shador? What is it that you think Shador does well?
Well, I mean, we all know he plays well. I mean, we need somebody well, but I don't know. It, maybe I'm just not hyped up on what everybody else is focused on. Maybe I'm looking at
But
other
again,
people.
I get what you're saying. But I think here, let me give you a little what I'll give you some.
Have you watched
Okay.
Shador now?
Have you watched Shador? Okay. Let me ask you this. Okay. When you see Shador, do you see a guy that can handle Las Vegas? And this is what All In has said. He likes this fact that he sees a guy that can get in there and is mature enough to handle Las Vegas, to handle what he has to do, and, not get distracted. Do you see him as that type of leader, or do you see him as a guy that's like, you
Yeah.
know, you see that type of leadership in him?
Hmm.
Do you think he'll be able to come into the locker room and grab a hold of this locker room?
I mean, I think he'll have a part of it, forming
Absolutely.
into something more and progress.
I gotcha. All right.
You guys
Well,
would be
yeah.
proud of me. I've been watching a little bit more college football and paying attention
No,
more.
no, it's, hey, you
And
know
y'all
what? This
know
is,
I am not about the college football, and I have been paying attention lately.
hey, so no, I agree with you. Now, I'm going to ask you this, All In. As much as you say, okay, we've talked about Shador right now. I know the factors that you like. I like the swagger. I like everything like that. When you see him come into Las Vegas, what type of offense do you see him like fitting? What type of what type of offensive coordinator or head coach do you see him needing to be successful?
I think a guy like, well, again, this is all going to come down to what we do coaching wise, right? Well, you and I both believe AP's done. I think, I believe you back the truck up and go get Ben Johnson. I think he'd be great in Ben Johnson's system. I think he would be really good in Ben Johnson's system. Uh, yes,
Okay, I'm not dumb, but like, who's Ben Johnson? Like, who is
Offensive
he?
coordinator
Detroit
for
Lions.
Detroit Lions.
Yes.
Okay, so what can he bring to the Raiders that Luke couldn't bring? I'm
Fucking
just,
brain.
I swear I'm not kidding.
No,
I'm
no.
just
So
legitimately like,
what do Ben Johnson bring to the table for all in to say, hey man, what is that? Why is it that you want to bring him? What do you see that he brings to the table as a coach?
yeah,
I think he's the next Sean McVay, Matt LaFleur, Kyle Shanahan. I
Hey,
think the
those are some
dude.
names. Those are
I
some
think
names. Yeah.
I think we need to go get a young, possible up and coming. We need to take a chance on an up and coming head coach, in my opinion.
Ah,
And I think Ben Johnson's it. If AP doesn't stay, or if AP stays, I'm sorry, and they decide not to make that move, I think there's a possibility New Orleans cleans house, and we could go get the OC we should have got last year in Clint
okay.
Kubiak.
wow. Hey, you know
We
what?
when the Saints
I
were
like that.
healthy at the start of this year, they were balling. They were healthy. That team is not in any way, shape, or form the team playing tonight healthy. And
You
I
know
think
what?
he could be really good with a guy like Shador.
All right. No, I like that. You know what? I like that. I really do like that. Okay, so we said, hey, what does he need? I like that. Hey, you're talking about an offensive coordinator. You're bringing in two guys. He mentions Ben Johnson and or
A guy
Clint
if
Kubiak.
AP stays and a guy if AP's
Yeah.
can.
So he brings two. I like that. Man, now you got me thinking. All right.
Kubiak, if AP stays, Kubiak could be AP's Ben Johnson. He could be what Dan Campbell found in Ben Johnson.
So when we look at it, okay, guys, fuck, I think Allen hit it on the head. Really, really, like if we are able to pick up Clint Kubiak, okay, and this is like the guy that we wanted first.
Man, we
And
wanted him last year. He wanted to go coach Derek Carr down in New Orleans because he did not like our quarterback situation.
now if we are able to enrich that quarterback situation and they clean house, I mean, like, it would be interesting. It would be an interesting situation.
100%.
I'm gonna give you guys food for thought, okay? AP, again, I think he's gone. There's nothing that I see positive that I can say this year that I've seen an improvement on. And I say that with, bro, I feel bad because guess what? At the end of the day, I was one of the fans that said, yo, I want this guy.
100%.
I wanted the guy. And
I'm right there
I'm
with
gonna
you.
be like, I'm right there. I'm one of the guys. Now, do I now them not calling Harbaugh?
Not picking up the phone and doing your fucking due diligence and saying, "Are you interested?" If
Yeah.
he says yes, you interview the man. You're talking about a guy who has turned around every
But
program he's been to. And I've said this before during the coach's search. Jim Harbaugh at San Diego State took over a losing program, turned it around. Stanford, losing program, turned it around. San Francisco, 3-13 before he got there to the NFC Championship game, the
I
very
got you.
first season.
But I mean, like, I think what Mark did was listen to his players, try to do what's best. But now I think the players are just going to fall in line. I think they've seen that it didn't work. I think they see they made mistakes.
I think
And
there's 100% okay with what Mark did. We were all on board, right, with
yep,
getting AP. But at the same time, as the owner of an organization that you're trying to turn around, you don't
yeah.
at least pick up the phone and make the call. Shows me you're a
No.
complete
Hey,
fucking moron.
hey, again, I'm not going to sit here and
And you
say,
don't have
hey,
a clue
you
what you're
do that.
fucking doing.
To me, I don't know. I mean, like, you have, I get it. I get what you're saying. To me,
That's
it's
the
mind blowing.
frustrating part to me.
Mind blowing. Just
At
mind
least
blowing.
if your mind's made up, cool, but pick up the phone and at least talk to the man. Because
Hey,
fucking, it's not every day that a guy of his caliber is interested in the fucking Las Vegas Raiders coaching job.
and it is what it is, man. Again, at the end of the day, man, what are you going to say? Now, so we got Jackson Dart. Number 3 for me is Jackson Dart. I didn't get to number 3. I know Shador is your number 3. I know Jackson Dart's his number 3. Jackson Dart is the third highest rated quarterback, but I think he can be a lot better than what people think. If you guys look at his college stats, his stats are comparable to Shador's. They're comparable to Cam Ward. He played in the SEC. He played in the best division of college football. So I think that this kid's going to be ready to take on an NFL program. I mean, like, when you play in the SEC, that's the toughest division in football, the most physical, the fastest guys that are the most NFL ready play at that in that league.
And the most pro style systems
Exactly.
in college.
So that's why I think Jackson Dart, I really like Jackson Dart. At number 6, especially right now, not with the number 1 pick. At number 6, I really see Jackson Dart as a possibility for the Raiders.
I still think you're reaching at 6. I think there's better players available on the board at 6.
Question,
yes.
and this is probably on the segment for later, but what if we don't draft a quarterback?
We're fucking going to be right back here next
It,
year
it,
talking
it
Well,
about
would
I
be.
know,
three
but
You would
if
have to.
13.
You would
okay,
have
so
to get somebody that's really. I'm going to tell you like this. People are going to be upset if you don't draft a quarterback this draft. You either have to get a really high-profile free agent that is like it's a distraction, or you have to get a quarterback that people were like, "Oh, you know what? We just signed." Man, I don't even. It would have to be a name, and I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers, okay, because Aaron Rodgers right now is not Aaron Rodgers that he used to be. But it would
You'd
have
be
to be some
fucking
sort.
stupid to do that.
Yeah, well, I mean, like it would have to be some sort of name like that. I mean, like some sort of guy that you're like, oh, yeah, that guy's a starter. Which I do not know who will be available this offseason.
I got names for you, but get back to your coaching
Okay.
sorry,
pick,
my
Will.
bad.
Okay, so my coaching piece is this. What I like what Olin said is one, bringing back or getting Gary Kubiak or Chris
Clint.
or yeah, I think Clint Kubiak, Gary
Kubiak.
Kubiak's son, the Kubiaks. All right, one of the Kubiaks.
Who's a product of a Kyle Shanahan
It's
system
fucking awesome.
and his
I think
dad.
that's great. I think we also suffer from the part that we have too many Chiefs, not enough Indians. So I would reduce the coaching staff on defense. I would, if you really feel like Patrick Graham isn't cutting it anymore, he's not getting the most out of his players, then you have to look at a new DC.
I think it's
But,
time for one anyway. I think we need a
yeah.
fresh voice in that room.
So again, this is like if AP stays, AP has to have that feeling. I can't make that call for him, but for me, again, I think the Raiders are cleaning house. And the Raiders will bring in an offensive mind. And I like Ben Johnson a lot. I mean, I like him. Gosh, his offensive creativity is just ridiculous. But I don't think he's going to be available. I don't see him coming off from Detroit unless they win a championship this year. If they win a championship, it's just like Olin said. You got to make a play for this guy. You have to back up the truck.
Is that the only way he'll leave? Is if they win championship?
That's
He
according
said
to
that
what he said.
before, but I think his ceiling is not going to be. I don't think it's going to be any higher than it will be after this season for what they've done offensively. He took interviews last year and he made a comment. He was asked about head coaching vacancies, and he said that he now that he's gone through it, he knows what to expect. And I will see it. To me, that interview sounded like a guy who is seriously considering a head coaching job because he knows his time is now.
All right. So I'll be like I said, you back up the truck for Ben Johnson. You just have to. Now, if they go in a totally different direction, okay, and I know a lot of people are gonna think about it, but I can really see them coming up with a young collegiate head coach. Guy that's offensive like innovation. I can't throw out a name right now because again I don't know the names that are going to be available, but that's honestly the two routes I see for the head coaching position. You can't get a retread. Yeah, you can't get somebody that's like done. I mean, like nobody wants to see that anymore. The Raiders have done it a million times. So
all we do is fucking retread.
So that's where it gets difficult. But all right, guys, let's get on to our number 4s. Okay, our number 4s for me. I'm gonna start this one. I said it's really a big toss up. Okay, and these are guys that I do not see as starters, but they're potential guys that can be diamonds in the rough to be backups at the moment or to be developed into starters, okay? And we are not in that position because we don't have a coach that can develop a quarterback right now. I can tell you right now, we don't have a coach. Okay. It's going to be Dylan Gabriel. Okay. The reason is because he's a little bit more athletic. He's able to play in different locations, able to slowly adapt to those situations. My biggest problem with Dylan Gabriel is that, bro, you don't move around schools for no reason. Now the NIL has made college kids entitled and made them feel like, they can just do whatever they want, and I get it. But when you're talking about a guy that's going to come into an NFL team, you can't be a prima donna. And you can't be a guy that depends on his athletic ability and is undersized. That's why I think that's the biggest weaknesses. And honestly, I think he's probably my number 4 because my number or my number 5 because my number 4 I like a little bit more out of Penn State, but we'll talk about my number 5 out of Penn State, okay? Here in a little bit.
What's
But
his name?
I calm down. We get to that in a minute. Yo. Alvin, who's your number 4, bro?
Penn State quarterback.
Correctamundo. I think we're all on the same boat on that one, man. Bobby the Kid is a freaking monster, man.
Yeah, he's made some really plays.
Drew Alar, baby. That's who you talking about.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
Kid's pretty
Man,
good.
I'm gonna tell you, bro.
He's good and he's played big time football.
He has?
Yes, he has. He's at Penn State. You playing big time football at Penn State.
They're competitive. They win. They're in big time games.
And that dude is a mini big. I'll be like, oh, this why I'm telling you, I think Dylan Gabriel has a better athletic ability than this guy, but the frame and the body, and just like if I was to sit there out there as a coach, and you sit there and you see this bad mamma jamma as a quarterback.
How tall is he? What's his weight? Oh.
Dylan Gabriel is doing what Bo Nix did, right? Dylan Gabriel is going to be a system guy. Yeah, Sean Payton has done a fantastic job in Denver with Bo Nix and getting all of Bo Nix's best qualities out of him by creating a system and a scheme for Bo Nix.
Yeah.
Which is a lot Drew Brees is. And that's the type of player he is. I just don't see that with Dylan Gabriel. I don't see it. I mean, the dude wasn't very good at Oklahoma, which is a big time school and playing big time football in the Big 12. Because they were still there at the Big 12. I just not a fan, man. For me, I don't have a number 5. I think the rest of the pack are developed guys and are not starters in the league.
Okay.
Projects that we need to take on. Quinn Ewers, Carson Beck, and Dylan Gabriel all fall into that. Not even on my list. If that's what's left, I'm not taking a quarterback. I'm keeping an OC.
Oh. Ooh, number 5, AOC. That's that's who he
So what
has.
other position and who would you draft then?
Well, if Genty's there, I'm taking Genty.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. Genty, I can see that.
Where's
Genty,
he from?
The running back from Boise State.
Boise State, best in the country.
Okay, I can see that. So?
But I think he's going to go fucking 4th. I don't think he gets past Tennessee.
I think Tennessee might pick up a quarterback.
Tennessee needs a lot.
I think Tennessee rode Derek Henry for a long time. I think they could probably see Genty being a similar guy, and they can get Will Levis a running game and make that work.
Dude, no, Will Levis experiment is over.
Second season.
No, bro, that experiment is over. And I got a boy that actually works with Titans Radio. Like that experiment is over. Like that is done.
Nice.
So I mean, like, we could see him 11, but I don't see him being picked up either.
Who? No, Levis.
No, I mean, like, if they let him go after 2 years,
I wasn't a fan when everyone's like, "Oh, we need to draft Will Levis." I said, "You guys are fucking drafting." Absolutely not. We don't need to draft Will Levis. Jesus Christ.
yeah.
It's not going to be very good.
All right, so hey, we're gonna get done talking about our top 5 quarterbacks. Let me get Val. You got 5 or 4? Where were you at, Val?
Oh, I'm done.
You're done?
You got 5,
Yeah.
don't you?
Yeah. Who's your 5?
I don't have a fifth.
Oh, Drew Alara. You don't have a 5th either. Are you with the AOC plan too?
He'll be good as a backup. He'll be good sticking as a bridge, you know.
I can't disagree. I can see that as well. All right, guys, let's get to the next phase and let's get to Val's corner. Yo, Val, what's going on for the week, baby? The Pick'em Challenge.
Are we not discussing AP? No, another day.
All right, let's discuss AP. Okay, real simple. All in and Raider will say this. AP, thank you for all your hard work and dedication to the team. Thank you for giving out there and putting it on. We appreciate you, big dog. But you know what, man? I really think you need time as to develop into this
He's going to be a
role.
coordinator for a while.
But I don't know. I mean,
Here's where AP lost it for me. Okay.
okay.
First, you come in and you say you build the team, you build the offense, and you build a team around guys like Josh Jacobs and Monte. Where are they? Right? Those are your dudes. You fucking. They're gone. Then, what was it after the Carolina game or the Cleveland game? One of those shitty games. We're talking business decisions. Players made business decisions, right? And we're going to address that. We didn't address it. We just kind of fucking let everybody forget about it and fucking move on from there. You know, Jack Jones is his boy. And remember, I called it. I said it. Is he going to fucking make those decisions because Jack Jones is his boy? Right?
Now, let me ask you this. Was he saying, now, do you think that he was saying Devontae Adams was making business decisions?
He could have been saying all of them. Right? But I'm pointing out Jack Jones because that was his boy. And he fucking, and we're still getting fucking, he's still getting cut. That dude is fucking barbecue.
Oh,
He is fucking
hey,
trash. He left that dude in Jacksonville and almost got beat by another one. They almost scored another one. A fucking wide
hey,
down the sideline and they missed the fucking throw. Jack Jones is cooked. Deuces, appreciate you,
hey,
big dog. Last
Will, they
Val,
take
no,
his
he's
blood
right.
pressure. I know.
No, he's right though. No, he's right.
I know.
That's what
I
pissed me off
know.
too. Like, look,
So,
man. Hey, I'm gonna be real with you. Look, let me get this out now.
yeah,
All right, it's my turn. You don't fucking say accountability,
thank you.
and you
And
don't
then,
hold no one accountable. You don't go out there and you say, "Oh, it was just Devontae Adams." No, dude. If you got 15 dudes that you got to bench, then you bench them. If you're saying, hey, you're going to do this and do that, and you're going to lay down the law, and you're going to bring back the Raider way of physicality, and then you say, oh, you know, my offensive coordinator is just not calling it. You the head coach. You the head coach. Head motherfucker in charge. HMC. Head coach. And you don't know that your offensive coordinator is going to call a pass play? You don't know that we are lining up in shotgun 1,000% of the plays? This is not college football. I don't know. We're not playing 7-on-7. It's not sit back there. You get 30 seconds to throw or 5 seconds to throw the ball with no pass rush.
7 is fun in high school.
fucking all you but I'm just telling you though, that's what's so frustrating, Val. And that's why I'm like with AP, I love the guy. I love the character. I think he's a nice guy. I think he goes out and he interacts with the fans well and he does a lot of things well.
He
But when
connects with
you
the players well, but he doesn't.
he,
He don't.
you,
He's
he
not about
can't
what he says.
okay, I'll tell you like this. There's a player's coach, right? When you're a player's coach, you can be that way when you're a position coach and you don't have to have a lot on the line. When you're a player's coach and you're a head coach, you have to know how to balance it and you have to know how to get the most out of your players regardless of the situation. And it's hard to play that when you're playing their best friend. You got to know how to play. You got to be their daddy.
You gotta separate the two for sure.
You know, you can't be their best friend. You got to be their daddy. You know, on the field, I get it. These guys are professional. I'm not saying that these guys are 40-year-old men, but they want a leader. They want a guy that they can go in there and they can talk to and they can be like, yo, like, tell me I'm fucking up.
Well,
Like,
that's the difference, right? You know that just now. That's the difference between last year's 9 games and this season. AP was a leader. He rallied the fucking troops. He got them to play. He cannot do that this year. I don't know why.
and I don't know what the dysfunction is either.
I'm curious what his message rate where that's at.
I don't know. I don't know, but I'm telling you right now, when you're not winning, where can it be? Yeah, so Val, that's the thoughts on AP. What's your thoughts on AP?
You already know my thoughts. I'm just saying. I know he has. Okay, so
No,
okay,
it's okay. You can be
okay,
different than us. It's all right.
Yeah,
and
100%.
well, I am gonna be different, but I don't need. What do they say? We listen, we don't judge.
Okay, okay.
That's
Okay,
indeed.
All right.
so listen. I see it a different perspective, but because you guys see it from a business standpoint of view, right? That's how you guys see it, but and then I get it. He
You see
needs
it
to.
from a football standpoint, too.
So he.
Just saying.
Go ahead, Val.
So I get it. Like he needs to take accountability for what he isn't doing correctly, but I'm still like, and I shouldn't be making excuses for him, but he's still like he has a lot to learn. He's going
Absolutely.
through these, like he's going through the whole season as a head coach and learning what to do and not to do, what goes on the other side that we're obviously not seeing.
No,
And I'm
I
still
agree with
like he was set up for failure. He was not set up for success and whatsoever. And it kind of makes me like I feel that there was already drama or whatever problems progressing before Devontae left, before JJ. Like it's just there's just a whole I feel like there was a whole lot more stewing up and now it all fell back on AP. AP is obviously
you.
taking like the hit. Go ahead.
No, I got
Obviously
you. No.
go
Okay.
ahead. Go
No,
ahead. Go ahead.
no. Well, hold
He
on.
was doing too much.
Hold on. I want you to finish, Val, because
I'm
you
fit.
got it good. You're going good. Go ahead. You're telling us good, and I think all in is with us too. So go ahead.
I feel like I'm about to prove you guys right on the whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't. It's just, and the way I see it is, okay, give him. He's got the rest of the season. Let the draft happen. If nothing progresses, there's no positive changes between the season and the going into the first couple of weeks, whatever, to the next season, first 5 weeks, whatever. If there's no change, then yes, bye. Thanks. Thank you for all you've
Okay.
done. Go ahead, Alan.
Okay. No.
Shit.
Okay.
So let me ask you this. Okay? So, say you're hired for this new position, right, at work, okay? And they bring in two people who have done that position for combined 20, 30 years, okay, together. And over a 4 month span, you're still making the same mistakes you were making the first and second week with those advisors and mentors. Tells me you ain't learned a fucking thing and it's time to go.
So
So
I was.
what would you what would your evaluation be people would say of you, those people would say of you, like if
Are
you're
you
still
talking about?
making the same
Like
mistakes,
if you were working in your
if you
environment,
were
like
working and you had two people, Tom Coughlin and Marvin Lewis, who have been successful head coaches, playoff wins, Super Bowl championships, okay? And you're not learning anything, and you're still making the same mistakes you did the first month of the year in month 4.
Like following their advice, like what, like play
Yeah,
calls, or
you're still
yeah, you're
you're
still making the same
you're still
mistakes.
making the
You're
same
you're
exact
you're
mistakes.
you're
You're still
basically
what
not
if what
improving
if what
in
if
I
those
you
would
4
say
months.
like this. So say you're wanting to become a med tech in your profession, right?
a what?
A med tech.
Oh fuck that. Go ahead.
No, just listen.
Okay.
And you've had two people who have 5+ years, 10+ years experience, right?
Okay.
And they're working with you, and in the first couple of weeks you're making these mistakes. But in month 4, you're still making the same exact mistakes. Are you qualified to continue to do that job? Do they go back and
Now she thinks about it. He hit you in
So
terms that it was
so
at your job.
it kind of, so it kind of depends on the situation. I feel
no that
like, what if they're not okay, so what if they're showing
But
him,
no, Val,
what if
but
they're
there's a lot of
advising
what
you?
ifs.
no
There's a
Val
lot of what
you
ifs. But like, let's say like this: if you're the person in charge, Val, okay, you're watching all this stuff happen. You're paying these people out of your own pocket. Okay, you own the company. Are you going to look for excuses, or are you going to look for results from that person? Are you going to be like, oh, they're not performing? I've got 2 people that are very experienced that are there to help you. I have also a huge staff. They have 29 coaches. 29 coaches, the most in the NFL, to help you. Okay. You have to evaluate that and you say, hey, you have to look at that and say, you're not being successful. And I mean, like in any company, I think, Val, you would look at it and say, yo, I gotta let that person go. Am I right?
Well, I mean, either they know or they don't know. What if it's just taking them an extra minute to learn? What if you have
But
to
there's a lot
like
of what
show
ifs.
them and
This
teach
is there's
them
a what
a
ifs.
different way to
Val
learn?
But
here's
Val,
the
What if they don't?
are you gonna pay them for that what if? Are you gonna continue to have these people working for you on what ifs?
here's the beautiful thing about football too is you have 18 weeks, right, to show improvement. He's
Have
still
you
making
seen?
the same mistakes as weeks 1 through 6. Well, I'll say weeks 1 through 8. He's still
So
making the same mistakes in the
And
first half that he's making
I'm, I'm gonna
that
say I'm
made the
gonna
first
say
half.
this.
okay, so what about the other positions that he's listening to, the offensive core? Like, does the
Val,
other
but that you're
positions
the head coach.
changing in that?
We are
Val, you're the head coach.
falls on you.
You have the last say. I don't care if you have freaking Moses come over here and say, "Hey, you're gonna call I write 32 smash." No,
What if
if
he's
I
trying to
call,
work with them? Well, I should stop. He's trying to work with them,
you
trying
can
to
try
get
it,
like
but
a
you're the
field
head
trip
coach.
together.
But
But
you're the head
here's
coach.
my rebuttal to that. You fired Luke Getsy, right? That's the problem. Luke Getsy's the problem. We fired him. Okay, cool. Scott Turner has experience. There's no working with Scott Turner. Scott Turner was an offensive coordinator for 3 years. And on top of that, Scott Turner got to bring his dad in, who was a fantastic head coach and offensive coordinator and a highly respected play caller in the NFL for a few, at least a couple of decades, right? There's absolutely no excuse. Scott Turner was an OC in Washington. He knows what he's doing, and he's got his dad, which is why I can't say Scott Turner's responsible for the little bit of offensive play because we don't know if it's him or his dad. So all of these guys have been given every opportunity and every resource available, and they're still failing.
Yep. So I'll be like, Val, I'm sorry to say it. I'll be like, I feel,
Hey, I'm
no,
all for stability
yeah,
and keeping a guy, but
I,
I don't
I
see it.
don't feel like we didn't put him in a position to. I feel like yes, we didn't get the quarterback. I feel like yes, we could have got a better guy. The offensive coordinator at Kingsbury that we had, he left because guess what? He wanted to go to a better situation. Now, in that aspect, I believe that we didn't get the quarterback, and yes, that's one part of the equation. But he got good players. He can't complain that he doesn't have the coaches because he hires his own staff and he has 29 coaches. To say that the team didn't give him the pieces around him, that's just I'll call bullshit on that because you got 29 coaches. I'd be like, yeah, you might have not got the number one OC on your list, but you could have got, I think, one, Kubiak are the top two guys. Because I think Kubiak and I think Kingsbury were the top two guys that he was going after. And he couldn't get him on his staff. Now,
why couldn't we get him on the staff? Let's make that known again. Because we didn't
have a QB, because they were looking for a more. Now, can I say that he wasn't given good players to develop? No, he had a good team. To say, hey, the offensive line regressed, you hired the offensive line coach. You hired all these guys. So
these guys should be able to develop their positions.
Exactly.
The O-line coach should be able to develop.
No, and I agree.
The only thing you can say that AP didn't have this year, and every head coach faces it, is health.
Health and a quarterback.
Yeah.
Other than that,
I'm not even really going in because I still think Minshew was a serviceable quarterback.
I don't think so. I really don't. I mean, like, I would never agreed with the Minshew thing. I
didn't agree with. I didn't agree with it based on what he did.
He's a double-edged sword.
He was serviceable.
I always said he was a double-edged sword.
Next year,
he kind of came in a hot mess.
He's a Baker Mayfield. He's a Jameis Winston. He's a gunslinger, and that's what we knew we were getting. But he was a serviceable quarterback to get us through.
You thought he was a bridge quarterback, and I agree. A lot of people
still believe Getsy is a large part of why he struggled so bad.
But doesn't AOC play the same as Minshew as a bridge?
Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah,
they're both. Yep.
So what was the point of bringing in Minshew if we had AOC? We could have used the resources
because what Alden just said, because they saw what he did last year with the Colts with an offensive coordinator that was a good offensive coordinator, and he had a legitimate season. But that's the thing. With those types of quarterbacks and those types of guys, you need all those pieces around them to make it work. If you don't have that, then they don't work. They're not good. I'd be like, you have to have a guy that can like cater to them and cater to their abilities. And look at Getsy. Getsy couldn't do that. It's proven. But I'd be like, we said it when he first came in. Justin Fields had the most rushing yards with his team. That's why they were the number one rushing team. I'd be like, we had a lot of other things. But you know what, guys? Not going to get into the pick'em tonight because we are going to try to keep our shows down to 1 hour.
We could do it. It's just us three. We could do it.
Well, yeah, we could run through the pick, but real quick. So we were going to touch on if we don't draft the quarterback, where did they go?
Oh, okay. If we don't draft a quarterback, who do you got at 6?
Why not go after Fields since Getsy's not there? He played well after Justin Fields.
Oh, for the quarterback position.
Yeah, he opted to not come to Vegas. We had a lot of that this year, by the way. He opted to not come to Vegas because Luke Getsy got hired. Well, Pittsburgh's got to decide, Russ or Fields.
Russ has been playing well.
I like that. I honestly, if we don't draft a guy and the free agent market, Justin Fields hits the market, we have to look at him. We have to look at him. I mean, like, I think that's the most valuable guy you're going to have, especially with the experience and putting everything else.
I don't want to see.
And who's that?
Kirk Cousins.
Nope.
We dodged a bullet there, not by not paying that man.
Yep.
And I truly believe that Sam Darnold, unless Kubiak becomes the OC, or I think Ben Johnson could probably have success with him as well. Would be Darnold, but I think Darnold is a product of that system because that coach, he's a Sean. That system is a Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan. It's all those systems are all very very similar, and I think
Yep.
that's a huge reason as to why Darnold's having the success he is.
No, I agree. I couldn't agree more. Oh man.
Fields could be interesting though, and he could be. I mean, he's played with He beat us.
Agreed.
Not that I hate that. Don't get me wrong. Like I hate that. Oh, that quarterback beat us. And what drives me even fucking more mad is when everyone's like, "Oh, AFC beat the Chiefs on Christmas last year."
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's
you're
you know what though?
AFC
I'm
beat the
gonna tell
Chiefs
you
on
what.
50
AOC
yards.
isn't playing bad though. Let's be
No,
real.
I give it to him. He's playing well.
He's not playing
I'm
bad.
not going to debate that. He's playing well.
You know?
I still see things that we saw last year that are just a part of his
Uh,
game.
absolutely. Every player has deficiencies, but we're just
Yeah.
saying he's not playing bad, and we can't say that these last couple games he's played well. So we have to give credit where credit is due, man.
Yeah.
All right, Val, get us to the pick'em.
All right. So I just checked to see what the score was because the game's not over for Green Bay and
Oh, Green
NOLA,
Bay's
but Green
smoking
Bay,
them.
yeah. So I am
We can just pick this week and
Yeah,
get into next week.
let's do it because we can do that.
We'll just
All right.
run through the games and then we'll go. You can text everybody the totals and we can run through it next week.
Yeah. Oh, or yeah. Okay. So
When are we going to do it next week? Well, because we'll all be traveling Monday. Tuesday's New Year's Eve. Wednesday's New Year's. Thursday?
Thirsty Thursday.
well, why don't we just do pick'ems on Thursday then? Well, no, because we got Wednesday. So let's
Yep.
just do Wednesday's picks.
Well, no, let's run through them because I'm going to the rest of the week
All
to
right.
get
Let's run through them.
Okay. So this is out of order, obviously, for week 17. But the first one I have, what's Wednesday's? Is it KC and Pittsburgh?
That's the first game. And then
Yep.
Okay.
Houston.
Okay. So we got KC at Pittsburgh. Who you got, Alan?
I'm going to go KC. They just keep finding ways to win these fucking games.
Will?
KC at Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take Pittsburgh in an upset. That might be a game right there. You might make up a point there. Oh,
You know what? Last week he won a game that you did not, and then it happened again. So you guys are still at the same.
Yeah, we should still be right at 2.
Yep.
Woo.
All right. So I'm also gonna choose Pittsburgh because I think it's gonna be an upset, and I think Casey's finally gonna lose. Cause
Pittsburgh can win against
isn't
Kansas
Mahomes
City's.
on a week-to-week basis though?
He's fine. He played well last week. He's fine.
Oh well.
My
All right.
thing
So
is Kansas City's run defense against Pittsburgh's Najee Harris is just, I don't think they're much success.
Yep.
I
can see that
Baltimore
too.
at Houston.
Mm.
Baltimore.
CJ Stroud isn't playing so hot right now. I'll be
And
like,
he's lost his best receiver.
so, yep.
And they picked up
Baltimore.
Deontay, the dude that played for Carolina that cooked us, and then he got traded to Baltimore. Baltimore put him on waivers.
Wow.
Interesting.
They just picked a
Who do you
Deontay
got, Val?
Johnson or Jody or something
I
like
have
Yeah,
Baltimore.
Deontay Johnson. I was there at that game when he smoked us. By the way.
that. He did. He cooked us. He fucking Jack Jones us.
Yep. All right, Val.
Seattle at Chicago.
That's the last Thursday night game of the year.
Seattle at Chicago.
Seattle.
Seattle.
All right, Seattle all across. Man, I'm never gonna catch up to you guys. Denver at Cincinnati.
Oh, that's a game.
Cincinnati.
That's a Saturday game, correct?
I think so.
Pretty
I
sure.
think so.
I got Cincinnati.
I do too.
Clean sweep
Cincinnati
Cincinnati.
still has a shot to get in the playoffs.
Yeah, they do. Arizona at LA Rams.
Rams.
I got the
Hmm.
Rams.
Division.
I got the Rams. Who you got, Will?
Rams.
Chargers at New England.
Chargers.
Chargers. I was like, hey, how long has
Is
it been
that
since
a
you say it like
question?
that?
Give it to New England because they almost beat fucking Buffalo last weekend.
No,
That's a
no.
division game, though, too.
That's a division game.
All right, we got the Colts at the Giants.
That's not a good question, but I was taking the Giants.
What?
Colts.
Colts.
I have the Colts too. Don't even. This isn't a charity case anymore.
By the way, if you ever questioned how important the running back is, hopefully you watched and paid attention to that.
Hey, Josh Jacobs, difference maker.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Atlanta at Washington.
Washington.
All across?
Told you they were winning last weekend.
Yep.
Are you the one that changed? Hold on. Are you the one that changed your?
Matt.
Oh, yeah, you're right. No, yeah.
Washington, he was on the fence. He went Philly, and then he went Washington.
No, you went Philly and then
Man,
Washington.
they won that one by the skin of their teeth. How do you freaking win with 5 turnovers? 5 turnovers, man. Freaking
I know.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels threw 5 touchdowns. That dude's a fucking stud.
Jets at Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Yeah.
Green Bay at Minnesota.
Oh shit! Game of the week. Oh
I think
man.
it's I think Minnesota.
Ooh. Green Bay at Minnesota.
Yep.
In the Superdome. No snow.
The Superdome's in New Orleans.
Oh no! In the what is it?
Superdome, isn't it Caesar's Dome? No.
Oh, no,
In New
you're right.
Orleans?
It's the Caesar Superdome. What is it? This the
Oh.
AT or the I forget what
It's
dome
some
is it? Some bank.
Field or some shit.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, U.S. Bank Field. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Minnesota. I just see them pulling off this
We're
win.
not talking about the Raiders right now. SSJ said Raiders by 8. Alan, who you got?
I'm not going to Green Bay. They got
Okay.
one. They need to stay alive because right now I think they're the playoff picture.
Ooh.
Don't do it, Will.
He said Minnesota.
I already said Minnesota.
No,
They're in the wild card right now.
No. I seen that little yawn you trying to keep in. Vegas at NOLA.
Vegas at NOLA.
I actually think since we won yesterday, I think that's going to carry over and maybe fucking get another one.
Raiders by 8.
He heard you.
And after watching NOLA tonight, if they don't get anybody back there,
Raiders.
Y'all know last week I did not choose the Raiders, and the Raiders freaking won.
So you fucked my pick last week. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate that.
I was
10
like,
straight
watch.
fucking weeks. Fucking gaining games because I picked fucking whoever was playing this and every fucking time. Now fucks it up. Should have picked a team she ain't picked all fucking year.
All right, Matt, who do you got?
I got the Raiders.
And we're gonna get to watch Stars. Right?
Break the record, baby.
He's a
Silver and Black
badass.
Radio Podcast will be
He is a
live.
ba-
Watching it.
Here's what's dope about that too, real quick, because I wanted it to happen in 17 games, so people couldn't say, "Oh, he did 18 games to do that." You know, because they extended the season, so that's pretty dope. He's gonna shatter that fucking record. He's gonna go for 25 and 2 touchdowns. Let's go.
for sure. Carolina at Tampa Bay.
That's actually a good game.
Yep.
Carolina.
Ah,
You got
the way they're playing, and they might. Ah,
They played well last week.
I
they
know.
played well for weeks.
Yeah, they look good. And now it's got that team playing.
Yeah, and Bryce Young looks good after being benched.
Truth. But I'm gonna take Tampa Bay. I feel like Baker Mayfield's gonna take this loss that they just had a little bit rough, and he's gonna come out there trying to gunsling it.
Alan,
Yeah, I agree. They got the division. Still gotta go get it.
do you got Tampa Bay?
Yeah.
Tennessee at Jack.
Jesus Christ.
Shoot, toilet bowl. Oh,
Do you
wait.
think
So
maybe
wait.
Jackson?
Hey, let me ask you this. So that automatically, if we lose, right, that automatically would move us up a spot.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Interesting.
And you got who we'll get to the Cleveland game in a minute, but whoever they play Philly, they can win. So
Against the Dolphins?
the Dolphins
Yeah.
haven't even playing that great.
Hey, Jacksonville, Tennessee. I'm gonna take Jacksonville. I feel like Jacksonville played us well. I think they were efficient, and we almost lost it, man. I mean, like honestly, they should have won that game.
Yeah, we did almost lose it. Alan, who you got?
Yeah, fuck it, let's go Jacksonville.
All
Because
right.
I also know that if Jacksonville drafts higher than this, they're not taking the quarterback. They're gonna go for fucking Travis Hunter.
100%.
But as of right now, he's probably going to New England.
100%. If they have a higher spot, yep. Go ahead, Val.
Dallas
They got
at
the second pick.
Dallas
oh
at
Philly.
Philly.
Yeah, Philly's getting back on that win train. They got humbled last week.
Yep.
When is Jalen Hurts playing?
I don't know.
Let's
See,
check really
because
quick. Hold on.
Hurts are, yeah. Well, it's actually
Oh,
out yet because the week's over.
Yeah.
Practice yet.
No, I'm still taking Philly.
Yeah, I think so too.
Miami at Cleveland.
At Cleveland?
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland.
That's where Cleveland has the
Cleveland.
fucking edge. Yeah. We need Cleveland to win too, so Cleveland as well. Because
I think like I that's what I'm thinking right there. I mean, like when you got to travel to that cold, if it starts snowing like it did in the freaking Bengals game or Pittsburgh game, it's
Mm-hmm.
bye Miami.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yep. Who
Detroit
do you
at
got?
San
No,
Francisco.
who do you got,
Oh,
Val? You just say.
Cleveland. I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm a lot
Just making
tipsy
sure you're
right
staying on the
now.
up and up.
Put me down for Detroit. That's not even a
Detroit.
question.
Detroit.
I'm
Detroit
writing
rock.
it. I'm
San
writing it.
Francisco's done. And with Washington winning, before San Francisco even played last
Hey,
weekend,
what if Kyle Shanahan becomes available?
they just re-signed him.
Oh, they did?
Shanahan is a good regular season coach. He just doesn't get it done.
Bro, but what if he becomes available?
What if?
You gotta look at it.
Gotta look at it. Gotta make that phone call. Gotta make that phone call, bro. You know this now.
You gotta make that phone call, but is John Lynch coming with him? John Lynch has built that team. 100% give that to John Lynch.
100%.
John Lynch has done an incredible job as a GM.
100%.
All right, Alan, are you guys having a watch party for the Raiders and NOLA game?
No,
Nope.
I will be in NOLA.
Okay.
And I believe TBH Dallas is going to go support TNBC at Shinkerton's in Arlington.
Ah,
Gotcha.
I can't really confirm that yet, but I positive that's what's taking place.
I'm confused. I
Will?
thought that was the DFW. But,
There's 3 locations. There's like 4 or 5 locations for Shakertons.
all right.
Yeah, there is.
Frisco, Arlington, Midtown.
Prosper
Okay.
and Midtown.
All right. So yeah, we will have a viewing party at Eagles 595 as always. You know, you'll see Maddie B, you'll see my boy Max, the Condor. You'll see a bunch of our fam up there. So make sure you guys stop on by. And I think DFW for life. Go ahead, lady.
Oh yeah, they'll be there. DFW Raiders for life. They'll be at Shakerton's in Midtown. Stop by. They got drink specials and what have you. They be
All
popping.
right. Is that all the games? Are
Popping.
we done, Val?
Yeah, we done.
Oh, that was the fastest pick 'em we've done, guys. And I want to thank you guys for
Well,
listening.
that's because Matty B wasn't here to make me go left. He's a
All
bad
right.
influence.
Maddie B. He got
Matty
called out by
B,
that. He
my
ain't even here to
brother,
defend himself. But
my
all right,
brother.
guys. I want you guys to hit like, subscribe, and share. Make sure you guys comment. Make sure you guys hit us up. If you are in NOLA, make sure you guys hit us up. The Travel Brigade page has all the information that we will be doing. Guys, I can't wait to see you guys next week. Make sure
I'm
you
so
guys
excited.
tune in. Let's get
This
it ready.
Friday.
Yes, sir.
It's Friday.
Friday. And
Friday.
Saturday for All In. Let's go. We
You know
got
what?
it, baby.
You know that movie Norbit when he's like Tuesday. Have you guys seen Norbit?
Tuesday. Go
I'm
ahead.
like Friday.
Friday.
No?
Friday.
Y'all never seen Norbit?
No.
Alan, you seen Norbit?
All right, guys. Like, share, subscribe, comment. And it's all about one team. It's all about one nation. It's all about the Raiders.